Report has it that West African Examinations Council, WAEC, has approved the barring of students involved in examination malpractice from taking the West African Senior School Certificate Examination going forward. Now, what are your thoughts on this?
They had the exam malpractice laws passed sometime. I don't know whether it's been repealed because this was the council's decision. I'm going to read, as far as I know. But the law was that if you're caught in exam malpractice, aiding your child at exam malpractice, or the school aiding or assisting a child at malpractice, such person would be in prison for about 15 to 25 years. And, I think people started to question and, criticize that particular sanction because it would take away the entire youth age of the child. And, people were pushing for fines and all of other methods of it. But we cannot pretend in Nigeria that malpractice, as is the height of it. You find a person with 9 papers in one sitting, and 9 papers in one sitting result, and the person cannot defend JAMB. The person cannot even have a constructive conversation with you. You'll be wondering, okay, how did you read the book? This is not even a Gbeso example. So the child cannot even cram to write the exams. The child obviously went into the exams and transferred what was given into paper. So WAEC is saying now that according to the council, some candidates will suffer other sanctions such as barring them from sitting for WAEC exams for a certain number of years, which is what some people wanted. Some schools will be derecognized, and some of the schools completely delisted from being their centers. Some supervisors will be reported to their schools and blacklisted. We are in a country now where we need innovators, we need right-thinking individuals, we need people whose brains are, even if they are not geniuses, they can at least, think complex, have complex thinking, think through some things.
Critical thinking skills.
Critical thinking skills, basic.
I feel that the punishment should spread across everybody. And I know that there are, at 15, 16, you can decide that regardless of your parents, you want to go ahead and cut corners to pass your exams. So the children can independently decide to cut corners for their own exams. Parents can say, let me help you cut corners, and schools are also complacent, so everybody should get punished. So I agree on that one. However, we have a major problem. You meet graduates that cannot write application letter. There is nobody, no matter how dumb, that if they study hard enough will not get it. Let's just apply ourselves more, and parents should, of course, encourage it. Then, most importantly, I think the schools should be banned. If a school is found complicit, like a school agreed that you would use my facility for this, that school should no longer be allowed to be a school.
Exactly. Good morning, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you.
Morning, Reverend. Thanks, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Morning, Morayo. Morning,
yes,
all other people on the discussion table there.
Yes, sir.
It's a very good one you are discussing this morning. I'm Reverend Koye Ladele from Ibadan.
Well, good morning, sir.
I want you to please let us appeal to our parents, especially parents. Any child you are aiding to cheat in an exam, you are destroying the future of that child. There is no shortcut about it. This is something that has stayed with us for a long while in this country, and it is the appropriate time to put a stop to it. This is what has affected and brought corruption and decay to every facet in Nigeria. Let your child fail an exam and help him with coaching, with books, with special tutorial to pass an exam rather than to cut corners. My son, my last son, was very poor in mathematics. And I knew he wasn't going to go far without maths. I got a teacher. I bought all the books. I ensured he goes to coaching. And he succeeded. So the truth of it, the child you aided to cheat in an exam, you have destroyed the future of that child.
Reverend,
because he cannot defend that certificate.
Reverend, let me stay with you for a moment, because we've seen lots of people who didn't go through this rigor of examination today are somewhat successful. I mean, I can remember very clearly somebody bragging to me that he's a government official saying that he cheated. He cheated in exams, like he didn't even write the exams by himself. And today he's XYZ. So our young people are seeing these examples today. And so when they listen to you say they need to go through that rigor of proper education, pass the exam the right way, they think to themselves that is that still accurate today? So Reverend, I'd like you to use the opportunity to help that child that is listening right now.
Thank you, Morayo.
Yeah.
Even let me add another trend to yours. Do you know that some people now even use other people's certificates? We have seen that among our politicians.
Yeah.
They use other people's certificates to work. They use other people's certificates to gain employment to this or that institution. Now, with what you have said and what I've said now, I want all of us to know that anybody who took that channel will definitely not go far in life. There is no substitute for knowledge. We are talking about knowledge. It's either you have the knowledge or you don't have it at all.